The technical difficulties is crazy. Who would have thought that starting a podcast and starting to record, man, the technical difficulties is wild. It's wild, man. But all right, here we are. Welcome in. I'm sorry about that. Welcome into family, friends, supporters, followers, lovers, haters, everybody that rock with me. I rock with you. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And now you are tuned in to the Sober and Unbothered podcast, hosted by Unhinged Sanity, aka me, Tatenda Rakunda, aka T, aka Toon, aka him. You feel me? But I know what I said, man. I know what I said. I know I said back in June that I was going to be recording the podcast. I was going to start the podcast. I was going to launch the podcast. I know that's what I was saying. And that didn't happen. But the good news is here. Better late than never, right? I don't know why I was scared to start. I don't know why I was scared to drop. I don't know why I was scared to record. I don't know. I record and post videos on my brand page all the time. But this is just something, this is another step in my journey in the community that I was just worried to take. I don't know why. I don't know why. I've had people reaching out to me asking, telling, yo, do the podcast, start the podcast, drop the podcast. I've got my mentors reaching out to me, yo, you launching it yet? Yo, you started yet? What you got going on is great, but you gotta, do something else. So I finally was like, you know what? I got all the equipment I need. I got the space I need. I got me. So, like anything in life, you never know until you start. So this is me starting. Welcome in to the Sober and Unbothered podcast, episode 1. Now, when you're seeing this, it's Wednesday, July 23rd. And from this Wednesday and every Wednesday after this, every episode an episode will drop every Wednesday. So make sure you tap in, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you follow, make sure you leave a rating. Good or bad, say it with your chest. I can take it. Now, for those that do know me or for those that don't know me, I have a brand I started called Unhinged Sanity. And in that brand and on that page and in that community, I started sobriety life coaching. I've been sober for almost 3 years now. And as starting those coaching sessions with my clients and with people that hit me up, they always ask, yo, like, I want to know more about you. Like, I don't even know your name. And I guess that's true. Because for as long as I've been running that page and for as long as that I've been posting, I haven't really posted too much about me. I haven't really talked too much about me or said too much of my story. I've told my story, but I haven't really told my story. You feel me? So I kind of want to take this episode to do that. Kind of explain myself, introduce myself formally, and, kind of roll out the carpet. So I guess I'll start by introducing myself. Hi, my name's Tatenda, aka T, aka Toon, aka Tariro, aka him. You feel me? I am 26 years old and I am an alcoholic. Now, for those that are listening, for those that are watching, you may be thinking, 26, you're an alcoholic? That's young. Yeah, I've heard that. The doctors told me that. But it's true. I used to drink every day, every second of the day, any chance I could, at work, on the way to work, in bed, when I used to wake up, before I brushed my teeth, all that. I used to drink any chance I could. There was times where I was drinking for like a week, month straight. I'd have a bender for like a month. There's some times where I don't even remember like sometimes weeks. I won't even remember the week because I'd be drunk the whole week. But for those that do know and for those that don't know, I started a brand called Unhinged Sanity. You can follow it on Instagram, Unhinged Sanity _. And on that page and on that brand and in that community, I kind of talk about my sobriety myself. And in January or on let me restart that. On January 23rd, 2023 is when I decided to get sober. Now, I didn't really have a choice, but I'm glad that I was kind of forced to do it because up until that point, like I said, I was drinking every single day, any chance that I could. And if I didn't stop drinking, I would be in the grave right now. So I had the choice to either keep drinking, damage myself, my mind, my liver, my health, my life forever, or get sober and live a better life. I chose the better life. And I'm actually really glad that I did because honestly, I think about it sometimes, and most times when I do, I honestly just want to cry because I always look back at what I used to do, how I used to move, how I was living, and I can't believe that I was doing that because like looking back and then looking now, I'm a completely different person. And I'm glad that I changed because the way that life is going, the way opportunities keep coming out of nowhere, the way I'm meeting people, the way I'm just living, how I feel mentally and physically, like I just feel great. And sobriety honestly changed my life. And I don't know whoever's watching this, if you're on the fence dealing with the decision if whether you should get sober or not, whether you're struggling, you won't regret it. It was the best decision of my life. And I know it's hard. It's not easy trying to cut out a crutch that you've been leaning on for almost forever. It could feel like it's not easy cutting that out. And I know it's cliche, but it's one day at a time. I used to hate when I heard that, oh, one day at a time, just take it one day at a time. But it's true, man. It's truth. In every cliche saying and quote that you hear, there is so much truth to it. You just got to do it. And then once you do it, you start to look at it and think to yourself, wow, it's true. Because the whole one day at a time thing, like I said, time. But once you actually focus on the one day, the 1 hour, it's so smooth just to navigate through life, through that day. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Just worry about right now in this moment. And as long as you keep living like that and thinking like that, next thing you know, you'll be 5 years down the line. It's like, damn, like I came a long way. And that's kind of what I like to promote, just one day at a time because sobriety, it's not easy, bro. And recovery is not just a small stint in your life. You don't just wake up one day, say you're going to quit drinking, recover, and be like, oh yeah, I recovered for like a year and I'm cool now. Nah, like recovery and sobriety is your whole life. So your whole life. It's not just a small stint. It's not a small period. It's your entire life that you decide to stay sober. It's not just a small stint. Because I know that sobriety is looked upon as boring or it's hard to overcome, which it is, but it's not impossible. And I tell everybody else, I tell people that, like, yo, like, looking at me and what I used to do, how I used to drink, and how much I used to drink, like, if I can do it, like, yo, so can you. Because I don't think you understand. Like, I'm gonna talk about more stories and stuff down the line, but like, the stuff I used to do, man, like, I got stories, man. I got stories. But yeah, like honestly, like if you're looking at me now, you're seeing me now, and you're listening to me now, and you would look at me 4 years ago, you'd be like, yo, that's not the same guy. Because it's true, I'm not the same guy. I'm a completely different person. And I don't know, looking back then and looking back and looking at now, looking at Unhinged Sanity, the page, me doing sobriety life coaching, I never would have thought that. Me getting certified to do that, I never would have thought that. Starting this podcast, I never would have thought that. But things happen, man, when your mind's clear, when you're focused, when you stay low, when you stay down. It's good, man. Hey, I still get days where I'm like, man, I don't feel like it. But you snap out of it. You get up, you hit hard, you go again. You feel me? And that's all life is. Life is hard. Life is tough. It's not easy, bro. It's like a boxing match, man. 12th round. You feel me? Like you just gotta keep going. And that's what I like to promote, man, because like I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't like to put filter on things. I don't like to, beat around the bush. I like telling it straight up. I like being real. I like being raw. I like being myself and authentic and just letting you know how it is and what I'm thinking and my perspective on things. And if you agree with it, hey, dap me up. That's cool. But if you don't, that's cool too. And that's kind of why I started Unhinged Sanity, because sobriety and life, like there's a gray area where people don't feel comfortable to talk about sobriety, where people don't feel comfortable to say, no, I'm not drinking. People don't feel comfortable to really say, people don't really feel comfortable. Sorry, I just heard something. But people don't really feel comfortable to say how they're feeling. And that's the direction I wanted to take with the brand, because having that gray area, having that uncomfortable spot that nobody wants to be in, I want to set that open and free to where people can come in, not feel judged, feel welcome, feel loved, feel seen. Because I didn't. When I first decided to get sober, I had nobody really in my corner to really be like, yo, bro, like, what's on your mind? What's good? Like, can I talk to you? Like, you're getting sober, you're not drinking anymore. But I had people congratulate me. I had my family, my parents, my friends. I've had people in my corner, but no one to really, walk that journey with me. There was a lot of nights where I was like, I don't know if I could do it. There was a lot of nights where I felt alone. There was a lot of nights where I thought, yeah, I can't make it. But what really kept me going is the doctor saying, yo, like, if you don't stop drinking, like, you actually might be finished. And that's my why. I don't want to go back to the person that I used to be. I don't want to be who I used to be. I want to be me, the sober me, the guy you seen on the screen, laughing and smiling and cracking jokes and being real and being, jolly, I guess. But that's what it is, man. Sobriety and unhinged sanity and life is a gray area. And I want to take that gray area and I want to open it up to anybody that wants to come in, to anybody that wants to feel seen, to anybody struggling. Because one thing I know for sure and one thing I know for certain is that you're not alone. You don't have to walk alone. And that's what Unhinged Sanity is. It's a community where you don't have to feel alone, where you don't have to feel like you're by yourself. You can come in how you are and not feel judged. I think I'm gonna call it there. Because yo, that was low key a fire ass outro and ending. Hi, I'm Satenda, 26 years old. I'm an alcoholic, and this is the Sober and Unbothered podcast. Stay tuned next week, next Wednesday, for the next episode. I hope you like. I hope you like what you hear. I hope you tap in. That was a terrible. That was 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 terrible. Let me redo that. Let me redo that. Let me redo that. Let me redo that. All right. Hi, I'm Satenda, 26 years old. This is the Sober and Unbothered podcast. Tap in next week, next Wednesday, for the next episode. Raw, unfiltered, and unorthodox. Hope you like what you hear. Hope you like what you see, because there's more coming soon. Remember that.